is Wednesday, April 9th, 2025. If you know anything significant about this day, the stock market rallied 10%, adding $3.5 trillion back in the market after tariffs were essentially dropped for 90 days on European countries, except basically all of the countries except China. So that's pretty big for news as far as fundamental goes. This was a technical trade more so, so I'll be diving into what exactly I saw. Again, fundamentals lead to technicals. So we'll dive into exactly what I saw here, why I took the trade, why I took a trade early, lost it, got back into it, and was able to make a profit. So this was UCAD. As you can see here, major rejections off this level, came back down, retest these area where the candlesticks were, and retest the previous structure level before we ultimately flipped to the downside, and now we're targeting lower lows that we haven't seen in a few months here. So let's break this down. Obviously, on the daily, we have rejection candlesticks coming from up here into this level. Obviously, having a test with a 50 EMA, so another confluence to go short in this trade. On the 4-hour, we came up into this supply zone. We see having these interactions here with this level, and right here, where ultimately we're able to make a huge push down and break out of this 4-hour flag pattern. So that was absolutely stunning. I was able to catch this move a little bit early. As we can see, I entered here. But first, I want to sort of go over why I took the trade right here instead of waiting for this breakout here. So a few things here with 4-hour. We come up, we sort of form this doji here, indicating that we're going to make the push down. Obviously, we got huge rejection candles off of EMA. I love to see that. Took the shorts. On the 1-hour, we can see that we came up into the zone to retest it, create a head and shoulder, took the short on the right shoulder, and I was waiting for it to come back up, retest to take another position to, basically double down this 1 to 6.7 trade here, but obviously never came, and I got liquidity swept out in this level. As you can see, it's a major liquidity zone. So unfortunately, I got stopped out of the trade. On the 30 minutes, it's very choppy here, so that might have been a good reason not to enter, but I did. Since price action was looking so healthy on the 1-hour, forming this head and shoulder, and the break sort of retest that I was assuming would come, but never did, and got swept out. As we can see on the time sessions here, this is Tokyo, so obviously London session comes around and we take out the higher highs and establish the lower lows and sort of form a bias on the London session. So, price moves frequently on this trade during, New York Stock Exchange hours. So I should probably wait for the next day to take the trade anyways. However, I did not. And I sort of got liquidity swept on this trade. Okay, that's fine. Now I'm looking for re-entry. And that sort of came off of this wonky head and shoulders we see here. Took another trade here. Came back down, came back up. We got the retest, and this time we rejected off of the neckline of the head and shoulder pattern, and we get these candlestick rejections here off of VMA. So that was pretty big. Took the short, and we were able to make a big profit here. Broke out his flag pattern on the 4-hour. Love to see it. Absolutely beautiful. Even got rejections from the structure point back here in the 4-hour that I did not mention. Rejections off structure point here. And I am expecting price to come down and target these lower lows on the 4-hour where we do have a supply zone, so we can push up probably into these levels, reject off previous structure point, and then take another short down. But I'll evaluate it, and of course I'll establish a grade for this. However, I closed the trade because we were rejecting off this daily structure point here, and price action was sort of being funny, and also the New York trading hours were coming to a close, so I was kind of looking to get out of this. As we can see, we come down and we start consolidating in this range. I really saw a lot of consolidation in the 5-minute. Again, this line right here is where the daily lower low is. So once I saw it here, come back down and start retesting this range, I was like,